Hi there, Jen Ferguson with Artistic Painting Studio. Today's project is going to be upcycling. We're going to be using stencils and foils. We're getting ready to start on this super cute little girl's vest, okay, denim vest, and it is super, super cute. Now, I already unbuttoned this because I'm going to be working on the back, and I want the back to lay as flat as I possibly can, okay? And we're going to be using our La Mesa Cross stencil design, which is a different type of stencil, okay? This is the shape of the cross, not a normal stencil. We're going to get a negative instead of a positive. So normally you have a stencil design where you'd fill in all these openings. We're going to basically get the reverse. The first thing I want to do, though, is I'm going to grab an extra piece of paper here. I'm going to make sure that I've got more of the matte side of the stencil facing up, and I'm going to use our spray adhesive. This is a repositionable spray adhesive for stencils, so it makes the back of it sticky where it will stay in position, but it's not a permanent mount, okay? It's just a repositionable mount. Shake it up really well first. And then you just want to mist the back. You don't want to like spray it real heavy or get too close, okay? And that's about it. Normally I'll take this outside. I just wanted to show you guys the process. But it's best to go outside with it, spray it, because this can smell a little bit, okay? It's kind of a strong smell. And then make sure that you allow this to tack up for a minute or so before you get going on your project, okay? Otherwise, sometimes it can leave a residue. So just let it sit there for about 30 seconds or so, and then you can position it on your project. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that we have this straight. It is almost a little big, okay, but I think that's going to fit on there pretty darn well. And I'm trying to get where I have just the back section as what I want for to be in this, okay? So I'm going to be using our Deco Foil fusible spray, and I'm going to spray over the design and just kind of spray around it, trying to create it like an artistic application where the foil is just going to just stop, okay? Normally, we always tape off because we don't want our overspray. This time I kind of want the overspray. But do me a favor, shake this really well. You want to hear that ball shake. Okay, this is going to come out looking white. I'm standing up because it's going to give me a better direction to get over the top of this, okay? So I want to make sure that I got the stencil. And then I'm going to try to just create some broken edges, okay, of where the foil will still go. So it's just going to kind of create our print, okay, which is going to be actually negative because there should be no foil that grabs to where the cross is. We're going to allow this to set up for about 10-15 minutes, and then we can iron on our foil, and we can even be kind of artistic that we don't have to foil it everywhere. But I want to definitely get over to the pattern, and I'm going to have it come out to the sides a little bit. Just a different look. I thought this would be super fun to just kind of get out of the normal and do something a little bit different. So we're going to give this a little dry time and we'll be back. So this is really cool, you guys. We've got a negative print, meaning that where the stencil design covered the denim, it's just going to stay denim there. It should not transfer to that part at all. The spray adhesive hopefully did not get underneath there. The fusible spray that I used, it only takes about 10-15 minutes that it's dry enough that you can go forward and work on your project, okay? So you don't have to let it dry for too long. And now I'm going to go ahead and use, and I want to make sure that I'm cutting a piece of foil big enough to kind of like go over all the extra spray. We are using pink leopard because I thought that would be adorable for this little girl's jean vest, okay? And I'm using my iron. I'm on medium heat. Now, if you're not super sure how hot your iron gets, grab yourself some parchment paper, okay? Let me show you what you can do. And this will just protect your foils just in case, but you can put the parchment paper over everything. And in case your iron gets hotter than mine, you just don't have to worry about it, okay? So it's just a safety factor there to help you out. I'm gonna stand up because I always feel it's kind of a little easier to do this from a standing position than sitting. And now I'm just gonna iron. Okay, now I know I want to mainly hit where the stencil was to begin with. And maybe even using your little mini heat press, because that way you can kind of hit and miss maybe where you want this to stick. Like I said, I was trying to spray it on to where I was being artistic and trying to primarily just get over the stencil design, the negative stencil. And then you can always just kind of grab the foil to kind of make sure that it is catching, okay? Just to kind of see and how far out it's catching. And we're just gonna let it cool off. So you iron to transfer, but the foils are what are called a cool release. So I'm just kind of lifting it up and letting some of that heat out that got trapped underneath. I'm also working on a hard surface and not an ironing board. Sometimes an ironing board's not enough pressure, but we're not looking for full coverage. We're looking for more of random coverage so that we just have those hits and misses. And if you don't want it to go out further than a particular area, you guys, you could mask off the rest too, okay? Let's see how we're doing here, okay? I feel like we're cooling down pretty well. Let's just air this out again. Oh, speaking of cooling off, don't try to speed this process up. Just let it cool naturally. Don't go put it in the refrigerator or the freezer and cool it down too fast, because that doesn't work well either, okay? That can cause some issues. And then we're just gonna peel it back, what I'd call peel and reveal. And oh my gosh, this is looking so cool. I think I'm gonna hit it back here and see if I can get a little bit more transfer on the ends, but I might not have sprayed enough, okay? But we're gonna just try and iron. I'm using the front of my iron only. I'm trying to get those couple of areas just so I can see if I can get a little bit more definition around the stencil area. And then we can pull from the bottom up, okay? Again, I'm gonna try to get a little bit more down here as well, because where it's thick and there's a seam, it kind of got caught up there. So let's see if I can use, again, the front of the iron, okay? And just try to get a little bit more pressure around the detail. But I think this is gonna be so cute. Even if it's not perfect, you guys, and we don't get all of the design, I think we're gonna be okay. I think it just has enough of the cross to show the pattern. And I think I'm gonna have to find me a little denim vest as well. This is just too cute. I wanna do this for myself. Okay, again, every time you iron, make sure you let it cool off, okay? We've had customers iron and immediately pull it off, and they're wondering why it's not adhering, okay? So iron, cool, and then release. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, see how it grabs some more of it up there? Got a little bit more on either side. And then let's see how we did. Oh yes, almost perfect, okay? So let me turn this around. This is going to be so, so cute. I think we might even end up adding a little bit of the pink on the front pockets just to kind of tie it all together. But just a fun way to do a stencil design in a negative and not looking for perfection. Thank you so much for joining me for this fun project. All the materials and supplies are listed below in the description, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.